I've never done online schooling before, Lakeland, so I was going to high school and I was, around people. I was used to being in the classroom, and whereas with Lakeland, I went, all my classes were online, so that was a huge change for me.
One of my biggest concerns with online learning is that I wasn't going to get the same personalized training that I was going to get from a classroom environment. But once we fully transitioned, I realized that my teachers were providing that same personalized learning, but just in my own environment. It helped me break down barriers and have a better level of communication with my teacher.
My creative writing class, it was an online class I took during the summer, and that was a really intense class because we were just writing, but we were doing a lot of reading, and I think that's really important because you can't write well unless you see good writing. So we did a lot of reading and a lot of writing, and my teacher would give us audio critiques and written critiques on our work and send it back to us, and it was really helpful.
One of my biggest recommendations to my classmates is to utilize your professor. I graduated during the spring of 2020 semester. That was difficult, to say the least. But I realized in that time that my professors were human just like me, and we were all going through similar struggles. They were there for me for my educational success and my personal success. I was so thankful to have them in my life during that time period.
I'm a people person, I'm an extrovert. I like to be amongst the people and be able to have the teacher right there to ask questions to. That was a little challenging for me. What I did appreciate were the discussion boards and the feedback that I got to get from my peers and my teacher. And I learned how to use Adobe Reader, which was cool because they put audio comments on. So this is all new to me. I'm not very technologically savvy, so that was exciting.
I like to think that I'm self-motivated. I agree the classes are a lot more difficult because you have to read like 10 times more. You basically have to go over the syllabus yourself. You have to know what you have to do. You have to set up a schedule, and that was difficult, because you have to push yourself to actually do all the assignments, but I didn't really have any problem doing that, whereas a lot of people, they get sidetracked and they procrastinate a lot. And so when you have like one main deadline for a bunch of assignments rather than like multiple deadlines with different classes, it gets a little difficult to schedule yourself and get your papers in on time and make sure that you're actually doing the assignments and reading the books and whatnot, then it becomes difficult.
One of my favorite parts of online learning was the work-life balance. I work a full-time job. Sometimes getting to class wasn't easy. But since online learning, I was able to come home from work, relax for a little bit, make dinner, and then get into my learning. I realized I was retaining a lot more information. Before, I was just stressing about if I was going to get to class on time or if I had to work over and miss class. But being in your own environment gives you the time to actually learn what you need to learn.
And you have a little bit more time for whatever you want. That's what's great about an online class. For me, I like to get my things done early. That's really important to me. So if I can go ahead, which I can in an online class, I can get those things done 2 weeks in advance, no problem.